people so they can't hear.
I think because you be blocking your mic from the bottom.
It should be a little bit more crisper. It should be a little bit more crispier. She'll be a little bit more crispier. Big smoke, man. Yeah, big smoke. Let me see.
Show on the inside. Got the all-day smokers.
For real.
Choke some spirits out in your house.
All day smokers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All day smokers. See, name of the class is today is called History of the Passover. Give me some history of the Passover, man. Kind of what we're gonna go into today. Hope brothers and sisters having a good day today. I'm gonna try to go into the history of Passover. And I know some of these scoffers think that the heathens can eat Passover, and the scripture tell us, I don't think so. Right? But they be want to partake in the lamb, though. So how can you partake in this lamb? Shalom, shalom, Sister Mary Houston. House of Daniel. Right? I know a lot of heathens, man, you know Capt Benaniyah, but them scoffers was on his butt. But he would get what? He had that Swizzled on Shizzle.
Yep.
That Swizzled on Sharp last night, man. Yeah. We already know we expecting for them people to be used. We expecting for scoffers to come. Get what? Hey. Sometime when we look at that wrist and see if we got a little time. Oh yeah, we got time, right? That's why we don't be bothered about the scoffers, man. Right? Watch this. Go to Exodus chapter 13. We're going to a little history of the Passover, man. As we getting close and close to the Passover. Shalom, shalom, Sister D. Shalom. As we get closer to the Passover, man, we're gonna try. Shalom, Officer Yaakov. As we get closer to Passover, we're gonna be going to more and more Passover classes. Cool. So we're gonna make sure all the classes coming up into now is gonna be into classes, man. Say good evening from Lake Worth, Florida.
Who's from Florida?
He said Lake Worth right there.
Oh man.
You know what Lake Worth at?
Yeah. That's what the road, as we say it in Florida. That's what the road.
The road.
Yeah, and we in for a lot of we in South Florida, so they kind of close to I want to say almost like in the middle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lando.
Nah, that's
too far.
Well, kind of like in that, man, because it's in the middle.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of Florida.
Shalom, AG from Lake Worth, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like you say, as we get closer and closer to Passover, man, we're gonna be doing. You'll see all the officers and captains and soldiers. We'll be doing classes pertaining to Passover, man. So now and then we just hope. He said Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach County. 561. Okay. Yeah. I'm from 954. You already know.
Palm Beach had one of the best resorts I've ever been to in my life.
Man, that thing full of Zoes now, boy. Zoes and took over Palm Beach.
Is that Palm?
They taking over all of South Florida. Those coming in there.
Shalom, Battle Axes, Minnesota. Was that Jonathan? Oh, shalom, brother Jonathan. Shalom. But like you say, man, as we get closer to Passover, you'll start seeing, you're going to see officers, you're going to see soldiers, you're going to see captains. We're going to be going over Passover classes. Our Passover that we're going to be celebrating is going to start.
You said when our Passover starts? 21st?
21st.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's the 21st. So, yeah, so we'll be doing more and more classes concerning Passover, man. Sure. Right? And we'll be showing you who the Passover for and who it's not for, man.
Sure.
Right? Watch it. Go to Exodus chapter 13, verse 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 1.
Now, some of these precepts you'll see brothers keep going over and over with. Just like you'll see brothers keep going over the same precepts. Why would you see brothers keep going over the same precept? Just like when they try to beat this Christmas to our foreheads and to our heads, right? You will see all these Christmas movies. You'll see them over and over and over and over again, man. And some of the Christmas movies you'll see every year. So you'll start seeing us, like you say, basically teach more and more, right? Just the same thing, man. Because look, we got one Bible, right? We got one baptism. We got one God, man.
God.
Right? We got one King. But read it out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 1.
Right.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Sanctify unto me all the firstborn,
Right.
whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast.
So y'all got to think about what the Lord said. He told Moses to sanctify, right? That means hallow or separate, right? Everything, the firstborn that comes out of the womb of the children of Israel. So this is what, and this will give us an example too. For brothers and sisters that's in this truth. The firstborn goes to the Most High, right? You give your firstborn to the Lord, man, right? That's what the Lord said. I want your first, man. Why would you give the Lord your anything, man, right? But read on out.
Whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine.
The Lord said that thing belongs to him. Y'all brothers and sisters get that. It says whatever, he said whatever the firstborn of everything, the Lord said that thing belongs to me. Right? Read on.
Verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, Remember this day in which ye came out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Read.
For by strength of hand the Lord brought you out of this place.
Read.
There shall no leavened bread be eaten.
So guess what? That's why during the Passover, the Lord said, well, no leavened bread should be eaten, man. So we can't be eating no leavened bread during the Passover, man. I mean, the Lord made it specific, man. It is what it is, man.
God.
Right? But read on.
This day came ye out in the month of Abib.
So now we know that in the month of Abib, the Lord brought us out of this captivity, man. Right? Verse 6.
You mean verse 5?
Verse 6.
Oh, verse 6. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread. And in the 7th day shall be a feast to the Lord.
So that's why when you see us on the last day of the Passover, what do we have? We have a feast. Right? That's what we have, man. Right? That's right. That's how we keep our stuff in the right frame of mind, the right order with the Lord, right? Well, read on.
Unleavened bread shall be eaten 7 days.
Right, read.
And there shall be no leavened bread be seen with thee.
Right.
Neither shall there be leaven seen with thee in all thy quarters.
Right.
And thou shalt shew thy son in that day,
saying what?
This is done because of that which the Lord did unto me when I came forth out of Egypt.
So guess what, man? It says these things is done because us eating the unleavened bread. Because what the Lord did for our forefathers did for us, man. Out of the land of Eden, man. A land of Egypt, man, right? It says greed and love from Iraq. What's he from Iraq? Real Madrid. Right? I don't know, man. Yeah, we scattered, man. So, So it says we can't have no leavened bread found in our quarters. Think about this. We be very specific with brothers and sisters. Say for instance, you get rid of the leaven, right? Shalom, Adiba. Right? Say also Ehud right here. Right? It says that we shouldn't have no leavened bread in our quarters. So say for instance, you're in the middle of Passover and you find some leaven. Should you stop the Passover? Should you run from the Passover? Should you act crazy? Oh, man, I messed up, man. Guess what? Get rid of the leaven. Just get rid of the leaven. We trying our best to get it right. Trash it. That's what it's right. See, just trash it. Some of us, man, we get so beside ourselves, man, we can't even, God dang, these burdens be so heavy on us, we can't even let it go. Right? But watch this, verse 9.
Verse 9 from the top. And it shall be for a sign unto thee upon thy hand.
Upon thy hand, read.
And for a memorial between thine eyes.
So that means it says, "Oh, sure, this work should be upon our hands." What goes into the hand? Work. Work come from the hand. What is between the eyes? The brain, the mind. This is what we need to be keeping the Passover. This need to be in our mind, right? Right? But read.
That the Lord's law may be in thy mouth.
Because it is a law to keep Passover, man. Right? Read.
For with a strong hand hath the Lord brought thee out of Egypt.
Right.
Thou shalt therefore keep this ordinance in his season from year to year.
So this is the main reason why. To help you brothers and sisters out. You will see the calendar, right? We be going Passover in April 21st. Next year gonna be like on the 14th, 13th, 14th, around that way. Then the next year be like on the 8th and the 9th of April. Then the next year go start and get into March. You see how they go? And so you'll have to make, every 3 years you have to make another 13 months so we can be able to keep the feast days in their seasons, man.
Good.
Right? It says, "Hello, brothers. What is the reason for fasting?" It says the reason for fasting, you have spirits on you. The reason for fasting is for a personal reason, right? Or you can fast for other people too. So whatever in your spirit to fast, brothers. I mean, fasting comes a lot of ways, man. Right? But fasting helps to build your spirit up, right? That's the plainest answer I can give you on that. DJ, let's see, Uzi T. DJ Uzi T. Got a hell of a name, I can tell you that. But yeah. So the reason why, like you say, when you look at the calendar, you'll see how the calendar roll, right? You know, it's a lot of stuff coming with fasting, man. It's for, like I say, most of fasting is for personal reasons, right? It could be so many different ways. A spirit might be vexed. People fast because people die. Man, it's a lot of different ways of fasting. So whatever affliction, fasting is set for affliction. Right? So fasting is set for, yeah. So no, you ain't got to read it.
Okay.
But if you want to go into fasting, you want to go into Matthew chapter 6 and verse 16, right? 17 and 18. And then you think about what Christ says about fasting, right? So if you did want to fast, those fasts can help you out going into Matthew chapter 6 and Matthew chapter 6 verse 16 through 18, right? Let's go back to Exodus chapter 13. We're going to read
verse 11.
Verse 12.
Verse 12?
Yeah.
Exodus chapter 13, verse 12. That thou shalt set apart unto the Lord all that openeth the matrix.
Right.
And every firstling that cometh of a beast.
Right.
Which thou hast. The males shall be the Lord's.
Right. And it says it plain. Read.
And every firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb. And if thou wilt not redeem it,
right,
then thou shalt break his neck.
Right.
And all the firstborn of man among thy children shalt thou redeem.
So, hey, that's why it's so pivotal, even just messing with your cattle, man. The Lord said that if you don't give me your first one, break his neck then.
God.
Right? That's how bad the Lord wants your first, man. Right? He wants your first so bad to the point that if you can't give it to him, the Lord said, break his damn neck, man. Right? That's specific, man. That's like plain upon tables, man.
God.
Right? But read.
Verse 14. And it shall be when thy son asketh thee in time to come, saying, what is this? That thou shalt say unto him, by strength of hand the Lord brought us out of Egypt, from the house of bondage.
From the house of bondage, right? Because we was in slavery in Egypt, right? Read.
And it came to pass, when Pharaoh would hardly let us go, that the Lord slew all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both the firstborn of man and the firstborn of beast. Therefore, I sacrifice to the Lord all that openeth the matrix.
Right. So this is why the Lord tells us to give us the first. Why? This gives us an example. This gives us the understanding of why the Lord tells us to give the first, man. Right, read.
Being males, but all the firstborn of my children I redeem.
But the Lord, you see how they go? It says the male, but then the Lord turned around and said, all the firstborn, right? That I redeem, right? But read.
And it shall be for a token upon thy hand, and for frontlets between thine eyes. For by strength of hand the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt.
So thinking about this, how the Lord said he brought us out of Egypt, man. Y'all got to think on how the Lord is so specific in the things that he asks us to do, right? We sometimes go and do everything extra, man. Shalom, shalom, Sister Genesis. We do so many things extra, man, right? And we're going to kind of get into it a little bit because we see that other nations think they can come in there and just eat the Passover too, right? But that ain't what the Lord said, man. Right? Right? It ain't never what the Lord said, right? But read on up.
Verse 17. And it came to pass when Pharaoh had let the people go, that the Most High led them not through the way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near.
So guess what? The Lord said he didn't even lead us through the land of Philistines. Why? Because those were the people that we was warring with the most. Think about that. He said, no, I didn't lead y'all through the land of Philistines, right? I let y'all, it was close to Egypt, right? And he could have literally led us through there, but now he wanted to be spectacular, man. And no, y'all going through this water, man, right? This is what the Lord say plain, right? But read on now.
For the Most High said, least peradventure the people repent when they see war,
right?
And they return to Egypt.
So the Lord said, I didn't take y'all to the Philistines because if y'all would have seen me defeat them in war, then y'all would have went back and said, oh, well, we good, we can go back to Egypt. And that ain't what the Lord wanted it for us, right? The Lord wanted to separate us. He wanted to separate us from other nations so bad that he put water in between us, man. Right? That's how powerful our God is, man. Right? But what we have?
18.
Verse 18.
Verse 18. But the Most High led the people about through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea.
Of the Red Sea.
And the children of Israel went up, harnessed out of the land of Egypt.
So he said, then the children of Israel went up harnessed. That means going in, they went up by rank, right? It was in order, right? Everybody went up out of order. I mean, just think about it. When the Lord bring us up out of this captivity, we're going to be in order, man.
God.
Right? The same way that we were coming up out of the land of Egypt, that's how we're going to be doing coming up out this land, man. Right? We're going to be in order. We're going to be doing what the Lord say. These things going to be played out because the Lord is expecting us to be this way, man. Right? You gotta think on how different we need to be concerning the Lord. Go jump over to Exodus chapter 12 right quick. Let me show you something. Exodus chapter 12 and we're gonna start at verse 43. Because I know a lot of time people thinking like concerning Passover, like, well, what about all nations? Can all nations eat the Passover? Can all nations be partakers with the lamb? Right? Read verse 43 right quick.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 43. And the Lord said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall be no stranger eat thereof.
He said, no stranger can eat this, right? Read.
But every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then he shall eat thereof.
He said, every servant is bought for money, then he can eat. But watch this. Read on.
A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof.
He said a foreigner and a hired servant. It seems like two different strangers to me. Right? But watch this though, read.
Verse 46. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth aught of the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone.
And we're gonna go into this, right? Because we're gonna go into the broken bones too, right? But read on.
Verse 47. All the congregation of Israel shall keep it.
It says all the congregation of Israel shall keep this, right? Verse 48.
Verse 48. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, and will keep the Passover to the Lord, let all his males be circumcised, and then let him come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land.
Right, read.
For no uncircumcised person shall eat thereof.
It says no uncircumcised person can eat. What does this mean? The very next verse is going to answer this question. Read.
Verse 49. One law shall be to him that is homeborn.
It's one law for the homeborn. Read.
And unto the stranger that sojourneth among you.
And it's another law for the stranger that sojourn among us. Right, read.
Thus did all the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron, so did they.
Right, read.
And it came to pass, the self-same day, that the Lord did bring the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt by their armies.
By their armies, man. You got to think. What you think is going to happen this time? How these armies going to be with us now? You think they just going to come through all willy-nilly? Y'all got to look up willy-nilly, man. Right? Willy-nilly was a slave master. I know a lot of us, and I use that term freely too. Willy-nilly. That was a slave master, man. Why you think you be old cleaner than willy-nilly? I'm going to tell you something. I'll give y'all a little history on willy-nilly. Willy-nilly was a slave owner that took our people from Virginia, and he was dispersing it throughout the United States. Right? To the point, that's where I trace my ancestors back through willy-nilly. To help you brothers and sisters out. I trace my ancestors back through willy-nilly. Right? That's why it's a town in Mississippi with my last name in it. Yeah. And guess who transported my forefathers? Willy-nilly. And he sold them to the slave quarters, man. And that place became a town, man. Right? You gotta think on how that thing worked. But let's get back to it, man.
All right, so we back.
Go back to Exodus chapter 13.
And we at
verse 19.
19. All right, the book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 19. And Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straitly sworn the children of Israel, saying, the Most High will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones away hence with you.
So, this is Joseph. This is the bones of Joseph, right? Joseph was one of our forefathers, man, right? Ephraim going into the tribe of Ephraim, man, right? And Manasseh, right? The two sons, man. You got to think on how they work. So Joseph's bones are supposed to be carried, right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 49, right? This right here, precepts with that. Sirach chapter 49. You can put that beside it because that goes with it. Sirach chapter 49 and verse 15. All right? Sirach chapter 49. And like you say, it goes right with it. So, let's just get more edification on it. You read it, you'll see it. You get that, let's go.
The book of Sirach, chapter 49, verse 15. Neither was there a man born like unto Joseph.
So the Lord said it was no man born like unto Joseph, man, right? Read.
A governor of his brethren.
He's a governor of his brethren, man. Read.
A stay of the people.
And he was a stay of the people. I mean, he was the voice of the people, man, right? Read.
Whose bones were regarded of the Lord.
The Lord regarded Joseph's bones, man. That's the reason why his bones was regarded, because the Lord regarded his bones, man. Right? It's good saying the same thing. Why the Lord told them to get the bones of Joseph, man. Right? Let's go to Genesis chapter 50. It goes into, like you say, these things right here kind of just go into the bones of Joseph, man. Right? And you can kind of see why the Lord took this thing, man. And he did that for Joseph, right? We're gonna go into some more little history. Because this is the reason why, like, when you're going into the Passover, these are the things when Moses came about in the land of Egypt, guess what? What did he take with him? He took Joseph's bones with him. Right? He literally took Joseph's bones with him. Right? Go to Genesis chapter 50. We're gonna start at verse 25.
The book of Genesis, chapter 50, verse 25.
Salaki, verse 22. I want all that extras.
All right. The book of Genesis, chapter 50, verse 22. And Joseph dwelt in Egypt, right, and he and his father's house. And Joseph lived 110 years.
Joseph lived 110 years. This is history, man, right? Read.
And Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation.
So Joseph lived to see Ephraim's children to the third generation. That means father, so that means grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchildren. Right? Read.
The children also of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were brought up upon Joseph's knee.
Right? Because that means Joseph was raising them too. And he was brought up under the orders of what Joseph had, right? Concerning the Lord. Read.
And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die.
He said, I what?
I die.
He said, I die. Read.
And the Most High will surely visit you.
Right.
And bring you out of this land into the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
And he said, when he telling them I die, that means he was fixing to die. Right? But read.
And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence.
Right? Because Joseph didn't want to be buried in the land of Egypt. He said, no, when y'all leave up out of here, y'all take me with y'all. He said, take my bones with you, because I don't even want my stuff in this land, man. Right? Think about how much the Lord regarded Joseph, to the point that Joseph said, no, y'all, my bones don't even deserve to be here, man. Right? That's how much regard the Lord had for Joseph, man. Watch this. Go to Hebrews chapter 11. Right? This is the regard that the Lord had for Joseph, man. Right? He had high regard for Joseph, man. All right? Yeah, high regard for Joseph, man. Thinking about how Hebrews chapter 11, we'll start at verse 21. How he had high regard for Joseph to the point that he had Joseph's bones carried up out of Egypt, man. That's some respect, man. Right?
Good.
Read that out.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and 21. By faith, Jacob, when he was a dying blessed, both the sons of Joseph and worshipped, leaning upon the top of his staff.
So he said, when they're giving this is all history, right? Shalom, Hosea, right? It says Jacob blessed both of Joseph's sons, which is Manasseh and Ephraim, right? Ephraim being the head of the northern tribe, right? But read.
Verse 22. By faith, Joseph, when he died,
read.
Made mention of the departing of the children of Israel.
Right. It told because Joseph seen that the children of Israel, the Lord was going to bless them to come up out of the land of Egypt, right? The Lord gave him the vision for that. That's why he prayed to the Lord, wanted to get his bones taken away out of Egypt, right? But watch this read.
And gave commandment concerning his bones.
And he gave commandment concerning his bones. So when he was dead and gone, this thing still stuck with it, right? He wanted to make sure that those bones was taken away, man. Right? Think about all the history that we got just within the going. This was part of the Passover, man. This is a part of the history of the Passover. right? That's why I want to kind of be mentioning, because like I know brothers gonna be doing a lot of different classes, so I want to kind of tap into some of this history, man, right? This is how brothers can learn precept upon precept, man, right? Go to Joshua chapter 24 right quick. He goes into the same thing, man, right? Joshua chapter 24, we're gonna go to verse 32. Right?
The book of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 32. And the bones of Joseph, which the children of Israel brought up out of Egypt, buried they in Shechem.
So that's where they buried Joseph bones at, right? So we heard about all the history that them carrying the bones out of the land of Egypt, but where they actually buried the bones, that was in the land of Shechem, right? So this gives brothers and sisters even more clarity of what happened with Joseph bones, right? They got buried in the land of Shechem, right? But read.
In a parcel of ground which Jacob brought of the sons of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver.
Right.
And it became the inheritance of the children of Joseph.
And this became the inheritance of the children of Joseph, man. So this same land,
I remember that.
Yeah, so this same land that he had purchased, this is the same land that it was going into that we was reading, man. Right? In Genesis chapter 50, man. Right? Our forefather purchased land, and guess what? We're going to read about a little bit of that too when we go to Genesis chapter 46. Shalaki. When we go to Genesis chapter 46, we're going to read a little bit about that, man. Right? Watch this. Let's go to Exodus chapter 1. These things still concerning the same thing that we read, man. Right? Because when we came about it, Egypt, we came about Egypt, we was strong, man. Right? We was strong. We was mightier and we was strong. But the Lord had to make some examples out of us while we was in the wilderness. But man, we was strong when we came about Egypt, right?
God.
Go to Exodus chapter 1 and verse 5, man.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 5. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls.
Right.
For Joseph was in Egypt already. So
Jacob, he said, Jacob had 70 people come out of his loins. Right? I guess including grandchildren, everything. Right? But this goes into history too. Right? Let's go there right quick. Go to Genesis chapter 46. We're going to come back. Genesis chapter 46 and verse 26. Right? This goes into what we read right now. In Exodus chapter 1 and verse 5, this goes into it. This is just merely just getting history. Right? When we get there, let's read it.
You said 46 and
26.
26.
Yeah.
The book of Genesis, chapter 46, verse 26. All the souls that came with Jacob. Jacob. Lord, I'm
not Jacob.
I'm about to say Joseph with Jacob mixed
Joseph
together.
and Jacob, man.
All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons, wives, all the souls were 76.
It was 76, right? So you see, said 76. That means he had 66 people come out of what Jacob and his 3 other wives, right? Verse 27.
Verse 27. And the sons of Joseph, which were born him in Egypt, were 2 souls, and all the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70. And
it was 70. Same thing we was reading. That's the same. Get that other precept in Acts, man. This is the same thing Stephen was teaching the people before he had got stoned, man. Right? You got to think about Stephen was trying to teach the word to our people, and guess what? They killed Stephen for that. Acts chapter 7. We're gonna start at verse Start at verse 12. Yeah. It's the same thing that it's the same thing that like I say, Stephen was touching on right before they had stoned Stephen, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
The book of Acts, chapter 7, verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
But when Jacob heard that there was corn in Egypt, he sent out our fathers first.
Right? So this goes into Genesis chapter 42, right?
Mm-hmm.
Genesis. Huh?
Verse 1 and 2.
Yeah, verse 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This goes out that it was a famine in the land. And with this famine, he sent Joseph's brothers down there to Egypt to get some corn. Right? But watch this.
Verse 13. And at the second time, Joseph was made known to his brethren.
All right, because the first time they went there, they didn't know who Joseph was. Joseph didn't make himself known to them.
Mm-hmm.
But the second time when they came there, when they brought Benjamin with them, he made known to them, right?
God.
Read.
And Joseph kindred was made known unto Pharaoh.
Right? And Joseph kindred was made known unto Pharaoh. But Pharaoh loved Joseph because Joseph helped them out through the famine, right? Mm-hmm. Because Joseph could interpret dreams, right? But read.
Then sent Joseph and called his father Jacob to him, and all his kindred, 75 souls.
Now it's 75 souls, right? Mm-hmm. That goes into a lot because guess what? It's procreation is real, right? Read.
So Jacob went down into Egypt and died, he and our fathers.
Right, read.
And were carried over into Shechem, and laid in the sepulchre that Abraham brought for a sum of money of the sons of Emor, the father of Shechem.
Right. And this, like you say, this goes into Genesis chapter 50, man. Mm-hmm. Right? I think it's like verse 12, 13, 14, like that. Right? That Abraham bought this thing for some money, right? Mm-hmm. Bought this land for some money, right? Let's go back to Exodus chapter.
There's a couple of them, too.
Huh?
23, 33. Right.
Let's go back to Exodus chapter 1, right quick. All right? Just trying to go, shalom, Sister Keo. Just trying to go through a little history, like say, concerning the Passover, man, because like these certain things, like I say, if we could touch all the subjects in Passover, boy, we could touch it. But I advise brothers that's doing class, man, you pick a subject, man. It's a lot of stuff to teach on, man, in Passover, man. All right? See, this is just one of the things that happened during the Passover. That's why I kind of just try to, like you say, get leading to get an example. I guess Benaniyah was scoffing last night. I mean, them scoffers on him last night so tough. Boy, he did a 3-hour on y'all last night too, man. Well, all praises, man. I could battle it, man.
Had a scripture mania.
I'm talking about for real. Scripture marathon out there, man. All right?
Going back to Exodus.
For
going
real.
Back to 1.
No, Exodus chapter 1. What was it, verse 7?
God. The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. So
just think about it, man. The children of Israel, if we go anywhere, man, there's going to be a lot of us. Right? I wish it would. It's at 8:36 p.m., right? I wish the Lord called everybody at 8:36.
I'm telling you.
All right? But anyway, so the children of Israel, they came about the land of Egypt, they had multiplied, man. They were fruitful, multiplying. So that means while we was there, guess what? We were making babies.
God.
Right? Verse 8.
Verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Right.
And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right. And this is more and mightier than we. So this is why. This is why this thing began. Because they seen how we were. They like, man, hold on. They was like, hold on. These people of Israel, they more and they mightier than us, man.
God.
So, Esau, for you telling these people that we the minority, stop playing with us, man.
God.
Stop, man. Ain't nowhere in the hell we can be minorities, man. Man, we don't give a damn how many is y'all, man. It's check this out. It's 10 times many melanated people on the earth than it is what you call it, man. Yeah, he said Capt. Benaniyah had a sword. Man, look at I'm talking about he was cutting them left and right, man.
Sword in both hands.
Right? Talking about Capt. Benaniyah went to work on them scoffers last night, man. Yeah, what? And he can get the same thing today.
God.
Right? If it go that way, right? But you know, it's good to be edified, man. You know, get your chance to go through some scripture, but we go through scripture either way because the Lord said, "Word don't go out void," right?
God.
Right. So, read verse 10 now.
Verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply.
Right.
And it comes to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
Right. So they said, man, look, we better get them in order, because if we don't, and if they start increasing more than us, what if they join our enemies? Right. Read.
And fight against us.
Uh-huh.
And so get them up out of the land.
So that's why it's pivotal for them to tell us that we are the minority. They got to tell us that, because what if something happened? Big Khan, Officer Yaakov, right? Israel, the sand of the sea, man, which cannot be measured nor numbered, man. Right? So they got to tell us that we the minority. Why? So we won't think about we can overthrow them. Right?
This when they started to hunt our steps.
Right? And this is the premise that we building on for the class, man. This is the main reason why I'm building up for this class right here. You know, I did want to go through the history, you know, of them carrying Joseph bones. Those were one of the things that was happening coming out of the land of Egypt, right? But also, one thing that was done too, when we in captivity, think about when we are in captivity. They knew that we was the majority, so what they had to do, whatever they can, right? Become. That's why they scattered us, man, right? That's the main reason why. Come on, sis, they got to scatter us, man. But even though we in them lands that we scattered it, we still procreate more than they do, right? Why you think we can't be the leading consumers with the less money unless we got more people than everybody? Think about that. We got to have 10 times as many people because they got 10 times as much money and gold as we got, right? So we got to be 10 times as many people to be the biggest consumers.
God.
Right?
I thought it felt when you just said that. He didn't tell them to be fruitful and multiply. He told us.
That's right.
That's why they can't have kids. They got to go to those fertility plants.
Right.
And have them waterhead babies.
Man, I was looking at this stuff, man. They were saying something about they was using lasers to try to shoot particles down out of the sky so they can stop it from raining and all this weather. You seen that?
Yeah, I seen that. I looked at that. That was from like about 10 years ago, the little Asian buddy.
Yeah.
Like Shang Tsung.
But they said they was using that during the Asian War for the tsunami when they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They said they was using their war tactic then, right? But I'm gonna show y'all, not just that in captivity. You see how they said how we did in captivity? Watch it. Read verse 11.
Verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them. Salakia, with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses.
So we was building cities for them, man. Right? This is one of some of the main places where you'll see the pyramids, some of the main places where you see the Sphinx, right? This is where you'll see these things that what we was building it, man. Get what? These are the same cities that they say we were building. These are the same cities where they see the hieroglyphics at, man. So if you see the hieroglyphics in those cities, how in the hell they gonna be? Y'all see how they go?
Like we did DC, we built that too.
But they'll turn around here and say the same thing as if we are the ones. They'll turn around and say the same thing that is if we the one that had to like the Egyptians were. We Egyptians, man. How the hell we Egyptians? We built these cities, man.
God.
The Lord said we built these cities, man. Right? Verse 12 and 13, man.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
You see how they go? It said the more that they afflicted us in captivity, the more that we multiplied and grew. Right? Read.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Right? And they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Read.
And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor.
So guess what? They made us serve with rigor, man. Right? Thinking on how they did, it was hardcore bondage, man. Right? But the more that they afflict us, the more that they, guess what? The Lord was pissed off at them, man. Right? And we was mad too, man. But guess what? Egypt had a strategy. Brothers and sisters, let me see if y'all really in tune with the class. What did Egypt do to get brothers and sisters to submit to them? I'm talking about the same thing. Keep in mind, I want the same thing that America does to us right now. What can y'all think about? Put it in the chat. I'm going to give you time and everything because I want to see what brothers and sisters is. Because when you're going through the history of the Passover, you got to really start thinking about, you got to correlate these times into now. I really want to see what brothers and sisters got. What y'all got, man? He said, put taskmasters over them. Yeah. And they put taskmasters on them. What kind of taskmasters do they put over us now? Right? We correlating these things right now. Yeah. So, okay, this is the question I asked. So, we correlating what in captivity? What did the taskmaster, what did the Egypt do to our people to make our people basically to love them or to, I can't say it without basically giving it away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it anyway. Okay. What did Egypt do, or what did any other captivity do? Preachers is one of them. To make us love them. Hard bondage. Yeah. But that's a broad statement. I'm talking about like you can get specific. Just like Jamar said. It said preachers, brainwash. They brainwash us too. Right? I want more. Brainwashing preachers. Right? They feast days, pay taxes, idolatry. All those things is good, man. Right? They gave us false Christ, their religions. Yep. They did. Well, I'm talking about people on point.
God.
Right? That's what they did. They literally done that. They literally put us through all that. They built up their kingdom and bowed down to their laws, right? They installed their religion. Hey, brothers and sisters on point with that, man. Because that's exactly what they did, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm like, Sister Jensen, these damn taxes, man. Like Capt Yara said, they lies, all lies, man. Right? But I'm gonna tell y'all something even bigger than that, what they did. This is how Willie Lynch was able to write his books. He went into the history of Egypt and seen how the people, how they kept us into bondage. Right? This is, I don't know if brothers and sisters can understand it, but this is really heavy. They literally went into the land, all captivities. Why you think the Lord, out of every captivity, he talks about Egypt more than anybody? Because all captivities mirrored themselves off of Egypt. Even Willie Lynch mirrored his understanding off of Egypt.
God.
Right? Watch this. Jump down to verse 22. We're going to get straight to it.
Verse 22. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying.
So Pharaoh commanded all his people, saying.
Every son that is born ye shall cast into the river. And every daughter ye shall save alive.
Y'all see that? I want you to read that clean and thorough. Like, Read that again.
And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
Okay. It said beat us to subjection, yeah. Yeah, they said they played us one against another. And that was the point that we get to right now. Right? And beat us to subjection. They damn sure did. So guess what? You know they're gonna pay. hey, you know they're gonna pay. Right? But they played us one to another. How did they play us one to another? If we can they can get rid of all the men. Let's take away the men. Right? Wow. This is even from Pharaoh, in the time of Pharaoh. Pharaoh wanted the people to take away the men and to keep the women.
I was just talking to my wife about that.
Why do you think you look at every TV, every commercial, it's straight Edomites in a Jake woman?
God.
Why is the Jake woman in every show? You don't see no Denzel Washington playing movies. Nope. You don't see no, where all the black actors at? God. You see nothing but black women in movies and in commercials. It's a black woman in a Edomite man. God. In every movie, in every commercial. Right? Let's cast the men into the river and let's keep the woman. That's what they wanted to do. God. Right? These are what every captivity did to us. This is what the Lord showing us, man. Right? From the time of Egypt even to now, they've been doing us like that, man. Right? Let's get rid of the men. This is how we destroy and conquer a nation. How we can destroy the children of Israel, get rid of the men. God. Right? But guess what? From the time of Adam, guess what the serpent knew? Only thing they got to do is to get the woman and the man trust the woman, and I can get the man. Right? So guess what? We throw the men away. Now we want the women to raise the men, the little boys. And guess what? This is the product that we got. This happening today. That's why we have the single parent home. Exactly. This shows you the first example on Exodus chapter 1, verse 22 is the first example of the single parent home. Get rid of the men, save the woman. Right? This is the example, man. This is the first example. Go to Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. This is why scriptures like this is in the Bible, man. Right? Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. Right? This is literally why these scriptures right here is in the Bible, man.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
He said this thing was a new thing in the earth. That the woman was going to compass a man. Right? But think about it. In a disposition of time, how did the woman compass a man in a disposition of time? This is how she got sucked in. How she first was brought in, right? Watch this. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28. This is how this happened, right? That's why I say Willie Lynch literally went into our Bible and had to study this thing, man. Right? He had to literally study this thing. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse verse 56.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse
55. We're going to start at verse 55.
Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them.
54, Chalaki.
Okay, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
Guess what? That's why you have black on black crime. His wife is evil towards his brothers, right? Read.
And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
So guess what? This is the first sign of division. Like and sisters, you're right. Surely oppression make a wise man mad. Right? It says, so the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes gonna be evil towards his own brother, man. Black on black crime, man. Right? Right? And then he said, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So that means the man gonna have hatred towards his wife, and the man gonna have hatred towards his own children, man. Right? Verse 56 out.
Verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you,
right,
which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for the delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband.
So her eyes are evil towards the husband, right? Read.
And towards her son.
And towards her son, read.
And towards her daughter.
This is how you divide and conquer, man. You got to put one towards another, man. These is curses, right? These is literal curses that the Lord said He's gonna put us through, man. Right? The man hating the household. The man hates to be married. The woman hates to be married. The men hate the children. The women hate the children. So we hate the children. If the men and women both hate the children, who gonna raise the damn children? Right? The man don't want to raise them. He just made them. The woman don't want to raise them. She just made them. Well, guess what? Guess who don't mind about raising your children? Esau. He raised them to be a good old slave, man. Right? Esau raised them children, man. Right? He ain't got no problem about raising them children. Go to Lamentation 5. He ain't got no problem about raising them children. That's why it's pivotal that brothers and sisters, we got to step up, man. Right? Esau had no problem by taking your children, putting them in his penitentiaries, and they'll be there for the duration. He'll let them stay. Right? Read. Start verse 1.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us. Right. Consider and behold our reproach.
He said, behold our reproach. Read.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
He said, our heritage is turned into strangers. Read.
Our
Tell little Courtney, man, he need to get on class, man. Instead of he just got on class just a second ago. Ain't this Daoud right here?
It said it.
Let me see. Is that Daoud? Look and see if there's Daoud on there. Early. But tell he need to get his butt in class. Get his dang on butt in class, man. Call my phone, man. Bruce, that let you know, Bruce, that Bruce got to better be in the right spirit, man. It's Passover time, man. Brother and sister don't understand it. It's Passover time. And guess what? This lemonade.
You know what? That ain't him, though. That's somebody else.
No wonder.
His brother right here.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah. Tell Daoud you need to be in class, man.
Tap in.
For real. Need to be. I don't know why, because guess what, man? What you call me messing with our notifications anyway. So, YouTube. But read on.
Verse 3. We are orphans.
We are what?
We are orphans.
Say we are orphans, read.
And fatherless.
And we're fatherless, man, right? Read.
Our mothers are as widows.
And our mothers are as widows, right? Meaning that guess what? It's gonna be single parent households, man. Mm-hmm. This is the scriptures going through basically from captivity to captivity, how we're gonna be going through single households, man. Why you think Esau have no problem about raising your children? Because Esau got no problem about raising your children to be another damn slave. Right? But read.
We have drunken our water for money.
Get what? Esau have no problem about letting your children, guess what? And us too. Drink our water for money, right? Read.
Mm-hmm. Our wood is sold unto us.
He had no problem by selling the wood to us, right? Read.
Our necks are under persecution.
And our necks is up under persecution, man. Believe that. Read.
We labor and have no rest.
And guess what? This is how Esau, this is the prime example of Esau or even the other nations. This is the prime example of them enslaving us. This is slavery.
Teacher.
Right? This is a prime example. But watch this. Read on.
Verse 6. We have given the hand to the Egyptians.
Right.
And to the Assyrians.
We give, when they say give our hand, that's our strength.
Mm-hmm.
This goes into our children. We literally give them to the other nations. We give them to the people that we literally been in captivity to. Right? That's why people, their brothers and sisters, we got to step up, man, because guess what? Who's going to be the next one?
God.
Right? But read.
6 from the top. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread.
Right? You want to eat? Guess what? You need to go work for them folks, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Get your butt up.
Mm-hmm.
They going to provide for you.
God.
Right? Go back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, man. We're going to jump down to verse 48. Right? This is captivity. It might not be saying it like Deuteronomy chapter 28, but guess what? This is going directly into captivity. 28 verse 47.
47, all right. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
So, read on.
For the abundance of all things.
Well, all the stuff that the Lord gave us, we should have been praising him, man.
Mm-hmm.
We should have been thanking him. But since we didn't want to serve the Lord with joyfulness and gladness of heart, this is what the Lord say.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
So since we didn't want to do that for the Lord said we're going to be serving our enemies, man. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against
The
thee.
Lord sent these people against us, man, because we didn't want to listen, man. Read.
In hunger.
In what?
In hunger.
The Lord sent these people for, guess what? To be satisfied with bread, for their bread in hunger, right? Read.
And in thirst.
Guess what? Thirst. Read.
And in nakedness.
And guess what? We want clothes, we got to go to them. Read.
And in want of all things.
Everything that we need, we got to go through them. Right? So we get what we didn't want the Most High, the plug.
Mm-hmm.
We want to go through somebody to get a plug. Right?
Man.
Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed.
So now, guess what? Guess what happened now? He put a yoke upon our neck until he destroyed us, man. Right? So what you think? That's how you take one side of the nation against another side of the nation. That's how you take the biggest against the strongest, the dark skinned against the light skinned, the old against the young. Right? This is how they did it. The strong against the weak. Right? This is what they did. They literally came in like a flood, man, and they did this to us, man. Right? We accepted it because guess what? That's what we wanted. Mm-hmm. Right? Watch this. Hosea chapter 2. Right? Thinking on how the Lord say, and thinking on how we deal with our God, man. Right? Hosea chapter 2, man.
2 and 18. Okay.
I want Hosea chapter 2. Let me find my Hosea. You know, scoot it back. Right by Joel, Hosea. There you go. Hosea chapter 2, verse 2. Start at verse 2.
All right. The book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 2.
Right, read it.
Plead with your mother.
Right, he said, plead with your mother, right?
Plead, for she is not my wife.
So it said, plead with your mother, for she is not my wife. Dang, that's a lot. That's a lot. Right? It's telling you to plead with your mother, because she ain't my wife, right? Read.
Neither am I her husband.
Right, read.
Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight.
Right, read.
And her adulteries from between her breasts.
Right, so guess what? When it's talking about, it's the same thing these curses are saying too. Right? It said, plead with your mother. It said, because she is not my wife. Ain't this the same thing that the men say right now? We don't trust the women, right? And the women, guess what? They want to play the hardest. And we don't trust them. Guess what? These men running around doing the same thing. Any and everything. They want to hit it and quit it. They James Brown in these women, man. Right? But read, watch this.
Verse 3. Lest I strip her naked and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land.
And slay her with thirst, man.
Whew.
Right?
Don't get her.
That means that's what he wanted to put her through hardcore bondage, man.
God.
Right? What you think the Lord? This is how the Lord dealing with the children of Israel, man. Right? Guess what? Because we don't forget our first love, right? Thinking about that's why during the Passover season, that's why the people, their brothers and brothers, y'all be sharp with them classes, man.
God.
Right? You ain't got to have no long drawn out class. Get to the point. Get to it. Get to history. Get to the real knowledge of it, man. Right? Because it's so much stuff that brothers can be teaching on concerning Passover and the stuff that people can help build up in the spirit. It's a lot. But it's time to feed the sheep, man. If we ain't feeding the sheep right now, we ain't doing a damn thing, man. God. Right? We trying to make it to the next Passover, and the next Passover after that, man, unless the Lord take this thing away. And then we be in the wilderness with the Mashiach Yahawashah.
Hallelujah.
Right? Watch this. Jump down to verse 7. I'm going to get straight to the point.
Verse 7. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them.
Right?
And she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
So guess what? Just like we did. Shalom, Officer Barakai. Right? Just like we did. We ran after everybody and did nobody want us back. Right? Think about how the Lord doing with us. We just like this. If the woman played the hard, guess what happens? She gonna be chasing after men, and these men ain't gonna want her back, man. Because the more men that the woman sleep with, guess what? It make her value go down. Right? So, guess what? Brothers really, hey, that was an important thing back in the day to be a virgin. For the men and for the women, that was an important thing, man. But nowadays, man, these fools right now, man, shit. They hit dog, cat, rabbit, wolf, sheep, chicken.
Holding up that 100.
Right?
Sheesh.
Men will hit anything, man. And guess what? These women sleep with anything too.
God.
Right? But watch this. Read verse 7 again. I want you to read it in totality.
7 from the top.
Right.
And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them.
Right.
Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband. For then was it better with me than now. Right,
so after all of that, what she want to do? She going to go back to her first husband.
That's how they do it too.
Right? After you don't win did everything you want to do, now you want to come back. This is how the Lord looking at us, man. God. Why you think in this Passover season why it's so stressful, man? Right? Why you think the thing is so heavy on us, man? Right? That's what they doing, Officer Yaakov. I'm talking about, man. Like, man, hey, if they, you know how they see you sell the honey bun $3-4, that's what they doing. They getting that honey bun rate $3-4, man. 33 cents, same thing.
that thing jumping?
Which thing?
What's in the big smoker right there? Or we just shaking the table?
It's a look, you can see the ripple. Yeah. But anyway, so she said, I'm going to return to my first husband, man. Right? For then was it better with me than now, right? So she telling y'all it's better with me now. I done got to do you let me sow my royal oaks. It's better with me now.
Dang, that's crazy. That's the thing we pulled in Egypt. When they said, let's go back, we had, fish and cucumbers?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Right? But watch this. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 30. Right? Go to Jeremiah chapter 30. This is what we prone to do. So while brothers is doing their classes, brothers, like you say, brothers need to be stepping up to the plate, man. Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters that came into the chat too. Right? Brothers and sisters, we need to step up to the plate, man. Right? During Passover season, guess what? This is the time. That's why I came out with these videos like this, man. That's why brothers, it's pivotal that brothers got to stay strong in this Passover subject, man. Why? Because you got to start crossing every dot and crossing every T and dotting every I. Why? Because guess what? Just like in the land of Egypt, when they had to put the blood on the doorpost, and the angel of death went over them. Guess what? If they didn't do according to what the Lord told them to do, they would have missed out too. And this is what brothers and sisters are going to have to stay pivotal to and stay strong on, because if you don't, you'll miss out and Passover and you'll get crossed over. Right? Then you be the next person going out of this truth, man. Right?
Verse 3?
Start at verse 4.
Verse 4. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah.
Right.
For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
Right, so they said they hear a voice of trembling and fear, but not of peace, right? Read.
Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child.
Right, see if a man can travail with a child, right? Right?
Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins,
right,
as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
That'll make a man's face do turn pale. Just think about a man having a damn baby. You'll be pale as a dog in this mother, man.
Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom,
Boy. Shit. Right?
Tears in your eyes.
Right? Imagine if a man finna have a baby.
Yeah.
Right? Hey. Well, I ain't trying to imagine.
No, man.
The enmity between your thighs.
Man. Trying to hold back going to the bathroom, bad enough.
What it say? Opening up the matrix, man. Shit.
Oh, man.
Right? Watch this, verse 7, man.
Verse 30, Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Alas, for the day is great. For that day is great, so that none is like it.
Right.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
This is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Right? Think about what we in now. This is the time of Jacob's trouble. Right? Verse 8.
But he shall be saved out of it. Verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck. And will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Right, so guess what? So strangers can get no more. Just think about this. We got to go through Jacob's trouble so the Lord can take this thing away from us, man. Right? We literally got to go through Jacob's trouble, man.
Come.
Right? So the Lord can literally take those things off of us, man.
Come.
Right? And I'm thankful for that, man. Right? Even though I don't want to go through the tribulation, man. Like Christ said, man, Lord, if it's your will, take this cup away, man.
Come.
Right? But if we got to go through this just to for the Lord to give us the world back, man, hey, Israel, let's gird up our loins, man.
Go.
Right? Jump down to verse 14 now.
Verse 14. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not.
They seek thee not, read.
For I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased.
Right, read.
Why criest thou for thy affliction? Why thy sorrow is uncurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee.
Right, because this is why the Lord said he's going to have to put us through this captivity. The Lord said, I've done these things because of what? Because what we did. The Lord literally done these things because what we did. We didn't want. Guess what, man? If anybody, say for instance, man, say for instance, somebody go rob a bank, right? And they get caught. Do they really want that time? Nope. They don't want that time, right? Nobody wants that time. You get caught robbing a bank or whatever you do, man. You don't want the time.
Or the penalty.
Or you don't want to face the penalty of what you go through when you're doing something wrong, man. Right?
God.
But looking through the time of Exodus, like you say, when we coming out of the Passover, like when the children of Israel was in the land of Egypt, all these things goes into how we think about what's going on in the world today. Right? It's a lot of people in captivity, not even considering all the other captivity that we went into. I wonder, do brothers and sisters honestly meditate? This is something that brothers and sisters need to be thinking about. When we're going through Passover, do brothers and sisters think about Passover? Right? Are you really into a Passover spirit? Because what we think about when we was in the world, we got into that Christmas spirit, man. Right? We got into a Thanksgiving spirit. We got into a New Year's spirit. We wanted to throw New Year's parties, right? Some of us in the world have some of the biggest New Year's parties you want to go to. Right? Right? Some of us had a ugly sweater, Christmas parties, all kind of mess, man.
Pajama jams.
I'm talking about, for real, pajama jams, everything.
All that.
Right? They literally had that, man. But guess what? Here we go. Right? We get in the truth. Now, brothers and sisters, oh man, I don't really just do that like that. Yeah, we know.
That's great. You
probably was that drunk cousin sitting on the side, always blaming on me. Right? You probably was that drunk uncle or something, man. Drunk little niece or something, man. Get drunk, ready to fight everybody in there. Right? Some of us do good not to be that for real.
God.
You drunk, we doing all kind of mess, man. But it goes to show you why the Lord said, he said, I did this, man. Because they pissed us off, man. Because we pissed them off, right? Watch this. Come down to verse 23.
Verse 23. Behold, the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury.
Right? So the Lord said the whirlwind of his fury. He said the whirlwind of the Lord goeth forth with fury, right? Read.
A continuing whirlwind. It shall fall with pain upon the head of the wicked.
So it said this thing gonna fall upon the wicked with pain, right? Right? Read it.
Verse 24. The fierce anger of the Lord shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart.
Right.
In the latter days ye shall consider it.
In the latter days, guess what? This is the latter days. Shalom, shalom, Brother Ray. Battle Axe, Minnesota. Shalom. Like I say, in the latter days, guess what? We're gonna be considering these things, man. Right? Why you think we reading the Bible? The Lord said we'll have more understanding than our forefathers. Right? They gave us the best description, but we can describe it a little bit better than what they describe it now.
God.
Right? That's why the Lord called us a seers. We should be able to see a vision and put it and paint it in broad sight for the people to see. Right? This is how people get built up in the scriptures, man. Right? Let's go back to Exodus, man. Back to Exodus, man. What was it?
We was at
chapter 1, chapter 2.
No, we was at 1. We was on
verse 20.
We had went to 13.
No, we went to 22.
Oh, we jumped down.
Yeah, we jumped down. Let's read verse 22 again.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 22. And Pharaoh charged all. Yeah, we did read.
Yeah, I know.
And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, Every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
That's right. So this is the main reason going into captivity, right? Let me see.
Dang, he did the same thing. Pharaoh, what's the name tried to do?
What's that?
What's one after Christ? Herod.
Herod. Yeah. Herod did the same thing, right?
Dang,
they mirrored themselves off of Egypt. Why you think the dollar bill is got? Why you think the pyramids on the dollar bill?
And it's crazy because now we got Planned Parenthood.
That's right.
You don't see none of those in the white neighborhoods, only our neighborhood.
It ain't just Planned Parenthood. Get what you got. Get what else you got.
Plan B.
Get what else you got. Condoms.
Yep, that too.
Right.
God.
That's why you think there's condoms out everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Right. Because if we didn't have condoms, man, a lot of our people, man. Hey, I know y'all brothers and sisters, y'all live in the 80s. Y'all 80s, baby, 70s, 80s, and shit, 90s, baby, shit. Probably 60s, baby. I know from the people that were born from 89 all the way back. Nah, you ain't wearing no rubbers. Niggas shooting their shot in the dark.
No.
Yeah. Guess what? Man, brothers and sisters, they try to play. Yeah, they were giving them out in junior high school. They were giving them condoms out. Because guess what? They put out them, they shock you. Ooh, these person got HIV. They got AIDS. They got HIV. And guess what? If a person went to a person HIV or AIDS funeral, guess what? You ain't been to no more than about 3 of them. Now tell me more than 3 funerals that you went to with AIDS or HIV. Can you name them?
Saddlebot. Well, I ain't got none of them, but.
If I ain't talking about the, well, I'm not talking about the.
Saddlebots.
I ain't talking about the Saddlebots. I'm talking about the Autobots.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I ain't never been to nobody that I know of.
That's what I'm saying. How many people know more than 3 person heterosexual people that done had HIV or AIDS funeral that you done went to?
Okay, back in the day, niggas ain't going no about that age, nigga. Like Ricky died of AIDS, they ain't go to funeral empty.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, how many people have been there? Have you?
I ain't been to one.
Hey.
I hope I ain't never go to one, ain't it?
I ain't never been to one either.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But they tell us all this stuff. I had never been to one.
Yeah. With us, they used to be like sexually transmitted disease. They ain't really get about the whole AIDS.
Man, look, they've been
yeah.
trying to scare us with diseases for a long time, man.
God.
But guess what, man? Hey, they put the FDA stick these things, and hey, we just got to go with what they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, what happened to TB? Y'all remember TB?
Tuberculosis?
Yeah.
I used to hate them shots. The little circle thing they play on.
What happened to
measles and mumps?
Measles and mumps, chicken pox.
God.
Oh, yeah, what happened to all those stuff?
Monkeypox,
polio,
bird flu, all that stuff.
What happened to all them, man? Right?
God.
We just decided to
Yes, they gone.
I guess a thing of the past, right?
You have to take that back.
So I went to one when I was in elementary school for one of the girls, and I went to school with because I went to school with. So we got
from Miami, so you know how that goes.
So look, she just said one though. Yeah. I said name me 3.
Yeah.
I need to see 3.
God. Because back then they used to keep it a secret though.
But even it, bro, they didn't keep this. Bro, look.
Man, where we from, boy?
Let me tell you something.
Boy, they send you out there to the country, go stay at your grandma.
Bro,
you had something going on, boy.
Bro, I'm tell you something.
That pride back then was something else.
They didn't, man. Look, I know. There's a lot of people thinking. They say, "What's up, roaches? Here he come." Scammers go. He said roaches. Get your ass out of here, scammers go.
All right.
You ain't gotta kick them off.
I ain't gonna kick them off.
Shoot.
No,
scammers go ain't got no precepts though. They probably pulling. Yeah, hey. So Jensen, you might be on something. He said they probably putting it in the food now, and calling it a different name, yeah. You ain't lying. They very well could be doing that, man. Feel like I just drunk all my juice up. Ooh, I'm melting. Ooh, I'm melting. I'm melting. Dang, they probably could have done that though.
Drink that lemonade, you still thirsty. You done drunk a gallon of that mug.
Ain't it, man? So why in the hell we drank 2 bottles of water, you still damn thirsty?
Tell you.
Y'all know you bugs.
What is simple? Skim Skull? Got a page full of Marvel stuff, like a little kid.
Y'all know you bugs online. Scammer Skull got all them Marvel on their page like a little kid.
Go post your little Marvel video. Talking about something he out here cruising, watching people break the law. You know who you is, Scammer Skull. We got your number, man.
We got your number, Scammer Skull. He said you can't put nothing past them. No, you can't, man. Man, cause these people full of mess, man.
God.
Salt in the water, yeah.
Yeah, baking soda in the water.
Bacon. Brothers, y'all during Passover, watch out for that purified, man. Purified water during the Passover. Because that bins, what you call it?
I don't even know. I got another question. I guess when you refill your water at the stove or at the water place, that ain't spring water. So what? They got baking soda in that too?
Yeah. You better you better read what's on that mug.
It don't say it though. That's the thing. I done looked at it.
If it don't say it, it ain't there.
Oh, praise. It don't make the when I open it. When I open it.
Yeah, cause I try to do straight. You know, I ain't gonna say I go alkaline water, but I do go spring water. Yeah, for sure.
Read them labels, yeah. Oh, I get it for you. What you were talking about, the Bethanese, or the scientific term for baking soda.
The scientific term for baking soda is drum roll. Hood looking it up right now. Scientific term for baking soda, man. Right? It said
sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate.
Sodium bicarbonate. That's what it is. Dude said, "I'm Captain Marvel."
Yeah.
Trying to save YouTube with y'all parasites all over YouTube.
Hey, it's all good. It's a Thanos snap to have you out of here. Just know that.
Get what?
Your language.
For real though, you might be he might be Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel couldn't whoop Thanos by himself. You better get some help.
Captain Marvel was a girl. So then he done switched it up. Well, it was a man at first, then they brought him back to a girl.
I don't give a damn what it is. It couldn't whoop Thanos by himself.
Nah, I don't care.
He said I just went to his page and seen and he seemed like one of them sloppy mice that play games and
they say they put baking soda in the water for temporary relief of indigestion and heartburn.
Like that. Boy, your ass, man. Y'all cold hell. You see what he said there?
Put a paragraph down though.
Man, I'm talking about, man. That man smoked his ass.
God.
Man, y'all cold. Your ass crazy, man. Man, he'll be all right, man. Guess what? He might be Captain Marvel, but Captain Marvel don't come with no precept to prove no doctrine. They know why we in the truth, man. We in there bringing thus saith the Lord, man. All right? Where we at? We back in Exodus, ain't it, man? I don't know if I want to go into some more. Let me see. Man, if y'all, man, before I leave out, y'all brothers got any questions, man, y'all let me know, man. Bro, for real. If y'all got any questions, y'all let me know, man. Before we get ready to leave out of here, man. I know I kind of just really want to go into a little history, kind of tap in a little bit. Brothers and sisters tuning in. Y'all like and share the video. Y'all got any questions, y'all put them on the chat. If not, man, we finna get ready to get up out of here. Get up out of here. Yes, Lord.
See, I'm still be yelling at his mom. Get out of here, mom. I'm on the last level.
Just trying to make sure. Y'all ain't got no question? Let's get a law. We'll go to Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 5.
Passover season.
Verse 5.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month, at even,
read.
Is the Lord's Passover.
This is the Lord's Passover. Guess what? The Lord's Passover. Right, read.
And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto the Lord. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation,
which we will have on Sunday. Read.
Ye shall do no servile work therein,
which we won't do. Read.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire,
which is Christ. Read.
Unto the Lord 7 days.
How many days?
7 days.
Read.
In the 7th day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work
which
therein.
we will have the ball.
God.
Giving all honor and praise to the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shai. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. Y'all like to share the video. Help us push the truth around the four corners of the earth.
God.
Y'all Cole smoked his ass so bad he left off the things. Scam school. Hey, that's how it happened, man.
His Subway sandwiches came.
And with that, we give our honor and praise to the Most High and His Son Yahweh Shai.
God.
Shalom.
Shalom.